Hi students, welcome to IACE and a warm welcome to special biology quiz. And here few questions will be displayed on the screen and you will be given 20 seconds time. Within this 20 seconds span of time, you should be able to answer the question. Once the timer is off, I shall explain in a detailed manner each and every question. Now let us start the quiz. So your first question on the screen, your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which organelle of cell helps to keep the cell clean by digesting any foreign material and worn out cell organelle? So the worn out cell organelle means that is timed out. Okay, they expired. Now it was given in SSC MTS 2019 this kind of question. Now here if you take options, lysosomes, option B mitochondria, option C Golgi apparatus, then option D plastids. Here the question is which organelle helps to keep the cell clean by digesting any foreign material and worn out cell organelle. So in order to digest any particle, okay, even the whole components of the cell, it can be digested or can be break down into simple components by the action of an important cell organelle called lysosomes. Okay, so these lysosomes contains majority of the destructive enzymes. That includes the enzymes that can digest carbohydrates, that can digest proteins, that can digest fats, and that can digest any other component, right? So the carbohydrate digesting enzyme, amylase, proteins, protease, fats, lipase, like that too. Several kinds of enzymes which can act as biocatalysts, enzymes means, okay, those will be released by these lysosomes. Okay, if the cell has severely infected with any microbe, then at the time the lysosomes may destroy themselves and can catalyze or can break down all the components of the cell. So that is called the natural death of the cell, that is called apoptosis. Apoptosis. Okay, so because of that only lysosomes are called suicidal bags of the cell, right? And if you take the remaining options, so mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell, plastids, they give special color to the plant part. Okay, then Golgi apparatus, so they help in secreting proteins, right? So here answer is option A. Here comes your next question on the screen. Get ready, my dear students. Yes, your time starts now. So go through the question carefully, my dears, okay, so that you have clear idea. So the timer is off. The scientific study of a cell is called, so it was appeared in SSC CGL 2020, and if you take the options, option A histology, option B cytology, option C physiology, option D taxonomy. Now if you take first to taxonomy, taxon means rank, okay, that means a group. We will divide the organisms into groups. Then nomy means naming. Clear? So by dividing the organisms into, based on their features, we will divide the organisms into groups. Those groups based on a similar character which we have divided the organisms can be called as what? Taxa. So like that, seven taxas are present in the classification, right? So the first taxa is called kingdom, the second taxa is called phylum, the third taxa is called class, and the fourth one is called order, the fifth one is called family, the sixth one is called genus, the seventh one is called species. Okay, like that 7 taxas are present, and in order to name the organism, so they will follow the binomial system of nomenclature. The binomial system of nomenclature was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus, very, very, very important bit that you have to remember. Then here each and every organism we named with two words. One is a genus name, another one is a species name. Okay, genus and species. For example, Homo sapiens. Homo is genus, sapiens is a species, like that. That is called taxonomy. Okay. Now, next one, physiology. So, the internal structures of various parts and their functioning, their defects and their how to repair those parts, everything can be studied under physiology. Then if you come to the histology, the study of tissues. Okay, a group of cells which are similar in their function and structure, grouped together to form a tissue. Blood is a tissue, muscle is a tissue, then ligament, tendon, all these are types of tissues, even fat. Clear? So that is about the histology. Then if you take the cytology, cyto means cell, logos means study. So answer is option B, the scientific study of cell, its structure, functions, everything will be dealt under cytology. Okay. So this cytology has got a modern branch that is called molecular biology. Molecular biology, where we will study the components of, especially certain components of cells separately, right? But the scientific study is called what? Cytology. Clear? So next question, get ready. Here your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which of the following is caused by a virus named varicella zoster? So it was given in SSC CGL 2020. So I have seen very good responses from the students. Now, if you take here, it is the virus, the named varicella zoster. So this varicella zoster is the name of the virus that causes a disease called chickenpox. Whereas variola is causes a smallpox. But this varicella zoster causes what? Chickenpox. Okay. So option A is the right answer for this question. And if you take the remaining three, cholera. So the cholera is caused by a bacteria called Vibrio cholerae. Rabies is caused by rabies virus, and polio caused by poliomyelitis. Poliomyelitis. Okay. So these two causes caused by virus. So chickenpox is also caused by virus, but cholera is caused by bacteria. Right. So here answer is option A. Now here comes your next question on the screen. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which of the following can be diagnosed with the Widal test? So it was appeared in SSC CGL 2020. So here if you take the options, option A typhoid fever, option B tuberculosis, option C AIDS, option D cancer. So cancer can be tested. Cancer can be tested by biopsy. Okay. The next, AIDS can be tested with the help of three important blood tests. One is ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. PCR, polymerase chain reaction. WBT, Western blot test. So these are the three tests which are used to identify the AIDS disease, right? Then tuberculosis. The tuberculosis disease can be identified by Montauk's sputum test. Montauk's sputum test. And also X-ray play a crucial role, right? Then answer is option A, typhoid fever. So this typhoid can be tested with the help of the Widal test. Clear? So which is caused by a bacteria called Salmonella typhi, right? So this typhoid is also called enteric fever. Enteric fever. Clear? So answer is option A. Here comes your next question. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the majority of the students, yes, are giving a very good response. Yes. So the timer is off. Which organ is responsible for the movement and hand-eye coordination in the human body? Which organ is responsible for the movement and hand-eye coordination? That is very, very important here. So this question was asked in SSC MTS 2019. Okay, now if you take the options, so option A brain, option B heart, option C liver, option D kidney. So here the movement and hand-eye coordination. So for anything that happened in our body, either externally or internally, definitely the nervous system play a crucial role. So this nervous system, which is made up of brain, spinal cord and nerves. But here out of those three parts of the nervous system, one important coordinating part is given, that is nothing but a brain. So no doubt, as you already all of you have given, answer is option A, that is a brain. Okay, so option A is the right answer for the question. Then heart, it pumps blood to various body parts, so it is a pumping device. Then liver, it is the chemical industry of the human body, chemical industry of the human body, and it performs several functions, right? Then if you take the kidney, kidneys are chief excretory organs. These are the chief excretory organs. The chief excretory organs that play a vital role in sending off the nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, uric acid, right? Now answer is option A. Here comes your next question. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which human organ is responsible for removing nitrogenous waste from the human body? So it's a simple question and it was appeared in SSC MTS 2019. So straight away we can take answer option B, kidney. Just now I explained about this. So then if you take the remaining options, lungs. So they act as additional excretory organs by sending out carbon dioxide and water vapor. So these lungs play a crucial role, okay, in the intake of air and supply of oxygen to all the body cells, right? Then if you take the liver, liver is called the chemical industry of the human body, as I already mentioned. So this liver performs several functions. It converts the dreadful ammonia into urea. Then the lactic acid may be converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Then it releases important substance that avoids clotting of blood when blood is in blood vessels, that is nothing but heparin. Then it sends out the important poisonous components like bilirubin and biliverdin. So like this, several functions are coordinated by this liver, right? Then if you take the pancreas, this pancreas is the second largest gland. The first biggest or the largest gland is nothing but liver. So the second one is pancreas, and the pancreas is also called mixed gland because it can secrete, that means it can produce hormones as well as enzymes. That's why the pancreas is called the heterocrine gland or the mixed gland of the human body. Clear? So here comes your next question. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. So another question from SSC MTS 2019, anthrax is caused by, option A bacteria, option B fungus, option C protozoa, option D virus. So if you take the bacteria that causes anthrax, okay, so Bacillus anthracis, Bacillus anthracis is the bacteria that causes anthrax disease, right? Then fungus causes several diseases like athlete foot, ringworm, then protozoa. So number of protozoan parasites are there, which includes especially this plasmodium causes malaria, and entamoeba causes amoebiasis. Then virus, we know it's a dreadful and a very minute organism, and it serves as a link between living and non-living organisms. Okay, the word virus means it's venom, that is poisonous. Okay, poison, right? So Bacillus anthracis also you have to remember, which causes the disease called anthrax. Clear? Now next question, get ready. Your time starts now. So the timer is off. So this question is from SSC CGL 2020. Who discovered cells in the human body? So in a different way the question has framed. Whether it is in human body or in the plant body or anywhere, the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. Okay, by taking the bark of oak tree. So by using his own microscope only, Robert Hooke has discovered cell, right? And if you come to the Herbert Spencer, he has coined the term evolution. Then Albert Einstein, we know that he is famous for the E = mc square. Then Charles Darwin is the important scientist who contributed towards evolutionary process by making a theory called natural selection. Natural selection. Natural selection, right? So that's about this. Now the answer is option B, Robert Hooke, right? Next question, get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. So very good responses from all the students. Okay, now if you take the question, dash are called the powerhouses of the cell. So majority of the students have given correct answer for this. It was given SSC CGL 2020. So if you take the option A, mitochondria, B, lungs, C, arteries, D, pituitary gland. Now the powerhouse of the cell is nothing but mitochondria. So this mitochondria is the cell organelle which is involved in production of energy. Okay, so this produces energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. Right? So that is the full form of ATP, and the ATP is called energy currency of the cell. Energy currency of the cell, right? Then if you take the option B, lungs helps in intake of oxygen and releasing of carbon dioxide, the major respiratory organs. If respiration occurs through lungs, that remember pulmonary respiration. If it occurs through skin, cutaneous. If it occurs through gills, bronchial. If it occurs through trachea, tracheal respiration, and occurs through lungs is called pulmonary respiration. Then arteries are the important blood vessels that supply oxygenated blood from heart to body parts. oxygenated blood from heart to body parts. Okay, heart to body parts. Right? Then if you take the pituitary gland is called master gland, and this gland is responsible for the secretion of several hormones that act on various parts of our body. Clear? So that's why pituitary gland is called master gland of the human body. Clear? Now answer is option A, mitochondria. And here comes your next question. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. How many molecules of ATP are obtained by the anaerobic respiration of one molecule of glucose? So this question was asked in SSC CGL 2020. So here, whenever the question has given like this, you should have a clear idea about this question, my dear students. First of all, you should know what do you mean by aerobic and anaerobic. Okay, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means, anaerobic means. What is the difference between these two terms? We know that respiration may occur in the presence of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen. Okay, if respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen, that is called aerobic respiration. Okay, so aerobic respiration. If respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen, okay, that is called anaerobic respiration. Generally, in aerobic respiration, since oxygen is present or in presence of oxygen this occurs, it is or during this process more energy is released. Okay, but during anaerobic respiration, since incomplete oxidation, that is completely not oxidized the organic molecules, that's why little amount of energy will be generated, so that very less energy we can get during anaerobic respiration. So these two processes can be seen in human body, especially our muscle cells can perform anaerobic respiration and produces what? Lactic acid. Okay, whereas heart, brain and they completely depends on this particular thing called aerobic respiration. So now there is a type of anaerobic respiration where the important structure, that is the important component, in fact alcohol is produced. Okay, so alcohol production occurs by a type of anaerobic respiration called fermentation. So in the anaerobic respiration, the product may be alcohol, the product may be lactic acid. In human muscles, lactic acid production occurs, but alcohol is produced when there is a microorganism called yeast. In presence of yeast, fermentation process occurs so that alcohol is produced. Now during this process, either aerobic and anaerobic, definitely energy is liberated. Now this energy, we know mitochondria involvement is there, then more amount of energy produced, it will be released in the form of ATP. So here the question asked here is how many number of ATP are produced in anaerobic respiration if one molecule of glucose is oxidized. As I already mentioned, very little amount of energy I said. So that's why the number of ATP that are produced in anaerobic respiration is 2. Okay, whereas in aerobic respiration we can get 36 ATP, right? 36 ATP, that we have to remember here. Clear? So that's about these two number, anaerobic 2, aerobic means 36 ATP. Clear? So here answer for this question option B, number 2. Clear? Next question on the screen. Your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which of the following types of membranes is the skin? So this question was given SSC MTS 2019. If you take the options serous membrane, mucous membrane, cutaneous membrane, synovial membrane. Yes, based on the term, the words itself, we can guess what is the correct answer for this question. No doubt, as you already responded, cutaneous membrane. Cutaneous membrane. Option C is the right answer. But we should know what are these three remaining membranes. Serous membrane. So this serous membrane means it is a fibrous membrane. So that helps in the stretching of various components. So generally in our digestive canal we can see this kind of membrane. Even blood vessels also we could see. Then mucous membrane. So this is present even in the alimentary canal and also the respiratory tract. Okay, so here a special substance called mucus is secreted by the mucous cells. So those mucous cells are present in a special membrane called mucous membrane, right? Then if we come to the fourth one, synovial membrane. The synovial membrane is the membrane that helps to surround the synovial fluid. So this synovial fluid will play a crucial role in the regulation or in giving flexibility among the joints. So that's why these joints which helps us to move, okay, so shoulder joint here, neck joint, all these are called synovial joints. Synovial joints, right? Now answer for this question, cutaneous membrane, which we can see in the skin. Okay, remember skin is the biggest or the largest organ of our body, which covers the entire body just like a blanket, right? So here comes your next question. Get ready. Your time starts now. So the timer is off. Which of the following pairs represents a parasitic relationship? So this question was asked in SSC MTS 2019. So here the parasitic relation. So you should know the meaning of this word also. Parasite. Para means by the side. Site means food grain. Okay. So one food grain can be shared by two organisms. That is called a parasitic nutrition. Generally in the parasitic nutrition or parasitic relationship, only one organism gets benefited, automatically other gets harm. Sometimes even it may leads to the death of other organism also, right? Now if you take here the parasitic relationship, best example as per the given options, ticks on dog, option A. B. Remora fish, sharks, and C. Cattle, egret, livestock, then algae, coral reefs. So if you take all these three, okay, here based on the mutual understanding, okay, sometimes both organisms get benefited, sometimes one get benefited, automatically other does not get any harm. That we have to remember here. Okay, one is no doubt, one organism definitely it will get benefited, but here in these three other also does not get any harm. Clear? Such a way we can take remora fish. Generally this fish travels by attaching to the shark so that it can travel many miles without burning energy. In turn this remora fish will give that means will show the food for the shark fish also. That means in such a food remora fish will help the shark. Then cattle, egret. So best example for commensalism. So where one organism get benefited, others neither get nor harm, like that the relation will be. So this egret bird will be sitting on the cattle or very close to the cattle, so that while it is grazing, the insects which are blown out into the wind will be eaten by the bird. So algae, coral reef, same relation we can find. So that's what here in these three. But if you observe ticks on dog, in this relation, the dog does not get any benefit, but ticks gets benefited, but dogs get harm. That's what in parasitic relationship we have to remember. So answer for the question is option A, ticks on dog, right? So here comes your next question. Get ready. So your time starts now. So the timer is off. Deficiency of which of the following vitamins caused night blindness? Deficiency of which of the following vitamins caused night blindness? So this question was given in SSC CGL 2020. So here if you take the options, option A vitamin C, option B vitamin D, option C vitamin B, option D vitamin A. So night blindness, no doubt, retinol, the chemical name of vitamin A, that is the answer for this question. Okay, and B complex vitamins, several vitamins are there, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, like that. Then vitamin C, ascorbic acid is the chemical name that causes scurvy. Vitamin D, calciferol is the name of the vitamin that causes rickets. So the vitamin A deficiency leads to a condition called night blindness, where the rods does not work properly, so that we could not see objects in dim light. Clear? So remember here, rods and cones. Rods and cones. Cones helps for color vision. Here in the cones, C stands for color. So you can identify BGR, the primary colors, blue, green, red. The rods will play a crucial role in identifying the objects in dim light. Okay, so these rods are totally affected in this condition. That's what we will get night blindness. Next question. Get ready. Your time starts now. So the timer is off. In which of the following is citric acid represent? Citric acid is present. It was given SSC CGL 2020. So I can see good responses from the students. Yes, as you said. Here the citric acid, generally citric acid can be seen in lemon. So option C is the right answer for this question. And if you take the remaining, that is very, very important for us. Black gram. So this black gram contains fumilic acid. Then curd contains lactic acid. If sour curd is there, means definitely it contains citric acid. Okay. Then tamarind. Tamarind contains tartaric acid. Tamarind contains tartaric acid. Clear? So which acid, that citric acid is present in which component mean here? We have to say lemon. Lemon, right? It is the good source. In fact, it is the richest source, we can say. Clear? So next question. Get ready. Your time starts now. Yes, the timer is off. What is the yellow dust present in the middle of a flower called? Middle of a flower called. So generally in the middle of the flower, what is present? That we have to know. Then you can answer easily the question. So if you take the structure of the flower, So this is the structure of the flower. Okay. Okay. Now so this is called the gynoecium, the female reproductive part. Then androecium, which represents the male reproductive part, right, which contains the pollen grains. Then this is called calyx, and this is called corolla. So generally corolla made up of petals, calyx made up of sepals, and this is called the petiole, the stalk of the flower, and the swollen part is called pedicel. All the remaining parts are arranged. Okay. Now the male reproductive part is nothing but androecium, composed of what? Stamens. And if they take the female reproductive part, made up of ovary style stigma, right? Now here the question, what is the yellow dust present in the middle of a flower called? So as per the explanation what I have given, you can take what means here, you can take the middle of the flower, you can take this gynoecium. Okay, but gynoecium does not contain this dust. Why is it called dust? Means the pollen grains can cause irritation, can cause respiratory problems, can cause allergy. That's why we can call it as a dust. So even though this gynoecium is present in the middle, we should not consider that even if it is given in the options also. Okay, we have to go for androecium only. So this androecium, which is made up of stamens, each stamen has got anther. Okay, this anther contains a number of unicellular microscopic reproductive cells called pollen grains, nothing but the male gametes. Okay, so these pollen grains only we are calling as the yellow dust, right? So these pollen grains can be carried through either water or wind or insects to reach the stigma and helps in the fertilization, right? So answer is option B, you have to say. Then if you come to the sperm, sperm is the male reproductive cell or male gamete in the animals. So in animals, directly these sperms are released into the female body, or sometimes they may be released outside over the group of ovum or over the group of eggs. So that's what, never the sperms directly released into the atmosphere. That's why we could not call it as dust. Then stomata. Stomata are nothing but the openings of present in the leaves that helps in the exchange of gases. Then zygote means by the combination of the male gamete and female gamete, that is nothing but fertilization. Due to that, zygote is formed, and from the zygote only all living organisms are developed. Clear? So answer is option B, that is pollen, which acts as a yellow dust present in the middle of the flower. That's all.